I think you're right on, and I'd just like to pick up on that idea that the data points are typically very, very narrow, but they only have meaning when they are understood across a variety of different perspectives and in relation to other data. So the notion that the woman in the wheelchair on the street corner is a data point, well, she is for mobility, you learn something from her, but you also can, and the extent to which we create a livable city that's focused on places for people is going to be derived from the extent that we can interplay with the data, and we can look at a variety of different data points and turn them into some kind of knowledge. And there's a real risk that we say data in and of itself as having value, because at the end of the day, data actually has no value. It only has value when we analyze and interpret it and align it with a vision or with larger objectives that we're seeking to achieve. That's the only time it has any kind of value. And this notion of our city building being driven by a larger vision and the data actually being a tool to help us understand how we get to that vision is where open data becomes really powerful. But in and of itself, just having a lot of data points doesn't really get us anywhere. This notion of being driven by the kind of society that we're seeking to create must come first. In the absence of that, the data's nonsensical, and you're right, the citizen is a bizarre kind of data point, is reduced to a total absurdity, which is a woman is reduced to a wheelchair, which is a complete absurdity. So I think it's critical when we talk about open data that we are always talking about open data in the context of that vision of what it is that we're seeking to create as a society. That means we have to embed values in the data, because otherwise you can do all kinds of crazy and ridiculous things with data. So the vision has to be a form or a means towards interpreting and adding sense to those various data points.